What's going on, everybody? My name is Brandon Taylor. Welcome to Extraordinary Critic. And if you're a huge Snowfall fan, I got an interesting topic that I think will be really great to explore in this video. So, who will win in a turf war? Manboy and his Compton Crips, or Kane and his peoples? So I think these two are like one of the two biggest antagonists in Snowfall. They're very ruthless and very dangerous people that you just don't want to cross. But they're two different personality, and they both have like huge like organizations and stuff like that. That really was a challenge for Franklin and the Saint crew. So let's get into it. Manboy. Now, Manboy has to be around Franklin's age, so he was probably born in the early '60s and stuff like that. But Manboy actually grew up with Franklin and Leon. They went to the same high school in the ninth grade. They said that in season 3. But so Snowfall really doesn't give too much background between two of these characters. So what I'm really going to do is I'm really going to give my own theories and create their own stories. So it may not be true, but this is what I think these characters, who they are, how they came up. So Manboy, he was with Frank. He did grow up in that area with not grow up with them, but they went to the same high school in their freshman year or ninth grade. And then after ninth grade, him and his family moved to Compton. So after ninth grade, he moved to Compton, and and something terrible happened to his mom. I don't know if she was a drug addict or she just died on a natural cause or whatever. But yeah, the mother probably most likely passed away. And Manboy, or Drew Miller is his real name, tried to take care of his sisters, and it wasn't working out. He was still very young himself, and social services took his sisters away from him. So they probably did it around the time he was 18 or 19, and they took his sisters away, and he probably most likely dropped out of school just to take care of them, and probably got into the criminal world, which most likely is the drug game. So in the drug game, Manboy, most likely in Compton, rose up the ranks and just took over the whole crime scene in Compton. Manboy is known to be very persuasive and very charming and very smooth and stuff, but he's really a snake. And he could cross you at any moment, and that's what he probably most likely what he did. He crossed a few people he was working with and took them out for their territory, and all that stuff, and gained access. And the more and more access he gained, the more powerful he became in Compton. Now we get into season 3. He is the biggest drug dealer in Compton. He runs Compton. Now, one thing I was a little confused about is that Manboy was not a Crip in season 3. He was just like a drug dealer, a big time drug dealer, who him and Franklin was crosshairs through to an incident. But then in season 3 going to season 4, he and his crew are Crips now. So that was kind of confusing of how they did that. But anyway, so again to season 3, he's the biggest drug dealer, and that's how they introduce him. So yeah, so the summary of his background is that he was in the same area. He lived in the same area as Franklin and Leon. They went to the same high school, and then after ninth grade, he moved to Compton, and something happened to his mother. Tried to take care of his sisters at a very young age. Social services, took them away from him. He was old enough to be on his own. He dropped out of school, got into the drug game, and he just worked his way up. Just being the manipulator and just a snake that he is, and just every person he probably worked with he probably took him out and just took over their territory and just gained so much access. And by the time we get to season 3, he's running the drug trade in Compton. So yeah, so and also Manboy has a lot of soldiers. When we get to season 4, he has different people every scene we see him in, and he just known for having so many, having a big organization and have a big gain by his side. Kane, let's get into Kane. Kane is an OG in South Central. He was most likely into a lot of stuff. I want to say drug dealing, He probably was in the heroin business because in the 70s heroin was the big thing. He was probably into prostitution. He was just the OG. Everybody knew him in the neighborhood. Everybody knew not to mess with him. So if all the Snowfall fans know is that he is the big brother of Kevin Hamilton, who was uh, Franklin's Leon's best friend. Kevin, spoilers, but Kevin got killed at the end of season 2, and when Franklin killed accidentally killed Kevin by shooting him in the leg. That's when Kane heard about it and then got to prison and plots revenge against the same organization. So Kane was an OG in the 70s. He was the man. He ran everything in South Central. He went to prison around that time. So by the time season 1 began, he was already in prison in 1983. So most likely he got in trouble for drug charges. I don't know anything about murder. I won't say anything about murder, but I will say that in the 70s, he probably went to jail for something huge. They got him in jail for a long time in prison. So, yeah. So those are the two biggest, the two backgrounds of these two characters. But let's get into who will win in a turf war. So as much as Kane is a very threatening person, he is more of a straight out shooter. Like if he sees you, it's you're done. He don't do all this planning and manipulating like Franklin or Manboy does. He just wants, if he just wants all out war if you cross him. He don't hide, he don't do none of that. He just straight up, a straight up, a war machine. Compared to Manboy is a planner. He does, will go out, but at the end of the day, who will win? It's kind of tough. I'm gonna have to go with Kane. Kane is a lot more ruthless, and his people's like are loyal to him, like diehard loyal people. The only reason why I think he will win is because Manboy has a lot of flaws to him that would, though. Yeah, the one thing that Manboy has that his ultimate was his downfall was he was arrogant. As smart and as capable as Manboy was as a criminal, he was arrogant. He thought he knew everything. He thought, he had everything under control, and he wasn't as smart as he thought he was, quoted by Franklin. And I think that was going to be his ultimate downfall, is him thinking that he can get the drop on Kane at any given moment. But Kane is not easy. It's not an easy target to hit. But no of that is that the fact that Manboy has a weakness, and his weakness is money. He represents like the new generation of criminals, and as much he's all about war, like with Scully and stuff. He was too busy trying to get off of Franklin and and Teddy as the plug and stuff. So I think that Manboy is a very violent person, but Kane doesn't really care about. He don't have the same values as Manboy. Manboy cares about money and territory and all this stuff. As while Kane, he just stay in his lane, but he will come after you all he has. And I think Manboy will get distracted with all this other stuff, his other plans. And greed can bring you down. I think greed and arrogance will bring you down in the criminal aspect. And I think that's what happened to Manboy with Franklin. He just got too arrogant and thought he knew everything. And what he did have the right idea. He just got outsmarted by Franklin. So even though Kane's not smart, it's not as smart as Franklin. Kane has the ability to come after him hard, and not get distracted by other stuff that he's looking for. Like I said, he just represents the people. As Manboy, he just represents himself and money and power. And I think that will be his huge downfall. But at the end of the day, these two characters are very villainous characters. They're very ruthless and just all around is psychopathic, just crazy. And they were the biggest threat to Franklin. But yeah, Kane will definitely win this war. He will win, based off of him. He also is very ambitious and very determined. And another thing that I forgot to say that Kane has that Manboy does is that Kane has a lot of connections, a lot of people that that he has around South Central. As Manboy, he just has Compton. Kane has a lot of, like I said, Kane's an OG, so he knows a lot of people from back in the day, friends he done made and stuff like that. Connections in prison, and Manboy does have, he's a leader of a Crip, so he has people in prison too. But I think Kane has a lot more resources and a lot more people, all around South Central that he can, use to his advantage. While Manboy, he's still like the new generation. So at the end of the day, Kane is gonna win. Kane he's more experienced and a lot more of an OG. He has a lot more, like I said, a lot more access and resources than Manboy does. Both of them do have like a lot of soldiers, and so muscle is not the problem for these two. It's just, flaws that could take him out, and I think Manboy has a lot more flaws than Kane does. Manboy, like I said, he just so power and money hungry that it could really just get him distracted as Kane is coming after him with all he has, because Kane really doesn't care about that. He earned what he got, and he could be satisfied with it, while Manboy just so greedy that it could just really blind him, and then boom, he lost. So yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm gonna choose Kane. Kane is the better choice. If you guys think any different, please leave a comment down in the description down below and give me your honest opinion. What do you guys think? But anyway, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. Please stay safe out there, and all you Snowfall fans, I'm coming out with a lot more content. So I appreciate you guys. Keep like and subscribe, share this to everybody, please support this channel, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.